Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted destination for real-time updates, investor analysis, and breaking developments surrounding the Iraqi dinar. Today's broadcast is nothing short of extraordinary. We're diving deep into a monumental update, one that sent shockwaves through the global dinar community. According to a bold statement from Frank26 this morning, the long-anticipated revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, commonly known as the RV, is no longer a question of if, but a declaration of now. Confidence, as reported, has surged to an unprecedented 100%, whether you're an investor, a currency watcher, or simply someone curious about the financial future of Iraq. This episode is one you absolutely must not miss. For years, the idea of the dinar's revaluation has sparked fierce debates, hopeful anticipation, and occasional doubt. Some dismissed it entirely, while others have clung to the belief that one day the IQD would reclaim its rightful place on the global financial stage. This morning, however, everything changed. Frank26, a widely followed voice in the currency world, made a headline-grabbing announcement. The revaluation process is officially underway. He cites recent government actions, updates from Iraq's banking sector, and an intensified tone from political and institutional leaders as clear signals. This isn't speculation anymore, it's movement, and it's happening in real time. So what exactly is the RV? A revaluation refers to a government-driven adjustment in a currency's exchange rate, which in this case could mean a sharp increase in the value of the Iraqi dinar. If you're holding 1 million IQD and the rate is revised upward, your holdings could significantly appreciate. But beyond individual profit, this shift represents something much larger: economic stability for Iraq, the potential return of global investor trust, and a revitalized national economy. That's why the dinar community is buzzing with excitement, because this isn't just good news for holders, it's a sign of transformation for a nation. According to Frank26's update, several major developments are now converging. One such development is the growing level of international involvement within Iraq's banking system. Protocols are being revised, internal processes are aligning with global exchange requirements, and foreign currency discussions are taking on new urgency. He also pointed out that multiple banks are now following updated internal and cross-border policies. What was once quiet bureaucracy is now very visible preparation. What's more, Iraq's government, its central bank, and global institutions appear to be on the same page. Communications have intensified, with a tone that reflects readiness, not hesitation. These aren't whispers behind closed doors anymore. These are synchronized actions, and they're pointing to one conclusion: the RV is progressing. One of the most convincing indicators is the surge in confidence among institutional investors. Large financial entities don't make moves on gut feelings. They act based on measurable data, and right now those organizations are zeroing in on Iraq. Frank26 emphasized that even Iraq's own business sector is starting to respond. Organizations such as the Iraq-Britain Business Council have begun hosting in-depth conversations about how a rate shift could impact regional trade and future investments. That's not speculation, that's strategic foresight in action. So, why now? What is it about 2025 that signals the right moment? One major factor is Iraq's position as a key player in the global oil market. Over the past 6 months, international oil prices have climbed. More revenue from oil translates to more leverage in the world economy. When a country's primary resource gains value, its currency typically follows. Add to that Iraq's consistent progress in rebuilding infrastructure, fostering stability, and renewing international relationships, and the picture becomes clear. Iraq is gearing up for a global financial comeback. Public sentiment is also playing a role. Frank26 stated that confidence in the revaluation process has hit 100%. That's not just optimism, it's belief backed by data, meetings, and movement. Economic momentum builds when people believe in the currency they use and save. Frank noted that Iraq's leadership isn't just promising reform. They're putting actions behind their words. Both domestically and abroad, faith in the dinar is returning, and that shift in sentiment could be the fuel this process needs to ignite completely. Naturally, such big claims invite skepticism, and rightly so. History has taught us to question extraordinary claims, especially in volatile sectors like currency, but this time the pieces seem to be fitting together. Frank pointed to real policy revisions, official documents, and statements from Iraqi officials that align with a revaluation trajectory. Importantly, the Central Bank of Iraq isn't denying a rate shift anymore. Instead, they're making subtle yet purposeful changes to support it. That's a powerful sign that Iraq may be crossing the threshold. So what does all this mean for you, the viewer? If you've been holding onto Iraqi dinars for years, the latest developments might finally represent the payoff you've been waiting for. Depending on the actual exchange rate once revaluation is implemented, holders of the currency could witness a major increase in their financial position. For newcomers just learning about this process, now might be the time to explore and study the market, but always with care. Only invest what you're comfortable losing. All markets carry risks. That said, this RV momentum feels different. It's not just potential. It's beginning to look like reality. Let's step back for a moment to explore what makes the IQD so unique in the global currency world. Iraq, home to one of the world's richest oil reserves, has long held the potential for economic resurgence. After enduring decades of turmoil, the country is rebuilding. With reconstruction underway and political progress taking root, the foundation for a stronger currency is forming. The revaluation is not merely about increasing the exchange rate. It's about restoring Iraq's presence on the world stage. Economic reform, pride, and sovereignty are wrapped into the fabric of the RV. International partnerships further bolster this position. Countries like China, Russia, and EU member states have expanded engagement with Iraq, deepening trade relations and setting the stage for a revalued and respected national currency. Now, many viewers often ask about the Vietnamese dong, another currency that's frequently mentioned in tandem with the Iraqi dinar. While the VND has shown slow and steady growth, its story contrasts with Iraq's. Vietnam's policy environment remains conservative, and inflation management has kept the dong relatively stable. Unlike the explosive energy behind the dinar, Vietnam's trajectory feels more restrained. Analysts increasingly believe that if a major reset is on the horizon, the IQD will likely move before the VND. Right now, all eyes are on Iraq. Let's look at the Forex landscape over the past several weeks. There's been a noticeable rise in currency trading related to the Iraqi dinar. Some brokers are even reporting reduced availability of physical notes, hinting at surging demand. Frank26 emphasized this is no fleek. This type of scarcity is what often happens when traders believe a dramatic shift is coming. When supply drops and demand spikes, the value tends to follow. Alongside this, Iraq's credit rating has improved and its foreign reserves have grown, textbook markers that support revaluation theory. On the digital front, Iraq is sprinting ahead with financial modernization, from launching upgraded payment platforms to implementing enhanced cybersecurity. The foundation for a major economic leap is being put in place. A more digitized banking system leads to faster, safer, and more traceable transactions, which builds trust with global investors. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, is rolling out new digital tools that serve both everyday citizens and international partners. Transparency and accountability are now at the forefront. This isn't just modernization, it's strategic infrastructure development in motion. Geopolitical shifts are also contributing. Iraq's central location in the Middle East gives it unique leverage, and recent de-escalations with neighboring nations are helping establish a more secure environment. With political tensions easing and diplomatic efforts on the rise, Iraq is rebranding itself as a stable trade gateway. According to Frank26, this new climate of calm may be one of the final puzzle pieces needed before the RV goes public. Peace and a trustworthy currency go hand in hand. and Iraq is steadily checking those boxes. Despite all the encouraging signs, it's critical to approach these developments with discernment. Excitement should never replace careful planning. As Frank26 reminds his audience, avoid falling into hype cycles. Stay updated, do your homework, and always think long-term. Smart investors know the value of patience. The RV may be imminent, but preparation remains key to navigating whatever comes next. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you been following this journey for years? Are you new to the scene? What do you think about today's developments? Let us know in the comments. Iraqi Dinar News isn't just about updates. It's about building a knowledgeable and supportive community. Sharing insights, asking questions, and learning together will only make us stronger. Now, before we wrap up today's major update, here's a final word of advice. Things are moving rapidly. Bookmark this channel, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a crucial alert. If Frank26's timeline holds true, we could be days or weeks away from the most significant financial shift Iraq has seen in decades. We'll be right here covering every move with facts, not fluff, and keeping you ahead of the curve. Thank you for tuning into Iraqi Dinar News. With confidence levels soaring, policy shifts in motion, and major institutions taking notice, the dream of revaluation is no longer just a possibility. It may be transforming into reality. Whether you're a long-time believer or just getting started, the next chapter in this journey could be the most impactful one yet. Stay informed, stay grounded, and we'll see you in the next update.